Hello, it's Nikki. How you doing? Today I want to talk about comfort zone. And it's something that's bandied around a lot, isn't it, on the internet? Like, move out of your comfort zone and reach for the sky and your dreams and all the things and go for it and spend your last £100. And yeah, there's a lot of really huge messages of encouragement, as in spend the money, but with little care, consideration, support, realizing that this decision needs to fit in with the rest of life. So I'm going to start with a conversation, I guess, around a move that I made, which was really out of my comfort zone to everybody else. So at the end of 2014, I made a decision that I needed to make some bold moves in my life, that I needed to get to a stage where I needed to go for it. And I was too comfortable, and I was really enjoying what I was doing, and it was lovely, and the cash was consistent, and etc. But I knew that there was more for me to do. There was more speaking gigs. I wanted to take my coaching stuff to the next level. I wanted to be available for more castings, and I was commuting a lot. And I made a decision, and I remember it like November the 4th was the last day. And I was like, right, I'm going to go for this. And I didn't have any work. Like, I had a few bits of coaching clients, but I didn't have necessarily anything in the diary where I knew where I was going to be in the next 6 months. And I took that leap. Now, I didn't have children at that time, and I'd been working, so my overheads essentially were fairly low, and but it still was a big move. And on paper, to everybody else, people were nervous, and people would project and say, but like, what are you going to do? Or how do you know it's going to work out? Or what if it doesn't work out? What are you going to do then? And there were lots of questions about that. And so on paper, to everybody else, this move out of my comfort zone was huge. But for me, even though on paper it might have seemed huge, it was the only decision for me. I knew I had to take that leap. I knew that I had enough sense of, come on, kid, let's go for this. I had enough excitement and ideas and creativity and energy to make it work. And it wasn't an option not to. Like, it wasn't just like, oh, well, if it doesn't work out, I'll just move home, or I'll, ask somebody else. Like, no, there were no options. I did have to make this work. And also, I became pregnant 2 months after that. So I definitely had to make it work and give it a go. None of that I'm advising. I don't have a one size fits all for moving out of your comfort zone. And I urge you to work out what your comfort zone is. Now, if we go back to, again, an exercise class, there's a point, and I trained as a dancer, so there was always that point where, you'd have your leg, and, this was back in the 80s where self-care or mental health, or, there was very much the attitude of like, come on, kid, let's go. Your leg would be lifted. And there would be this point where you'd feel like you were moving out of your comfort zone, where you could do all the arms and all the rest of it. And you were in your stretch zone, where you were like, oh, yep, I can feel that. Yep, that's still in my stretch zone. And then there would be that point where it would go into your cramp zone, where you're like, ow, 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 can't think of anything else. Oh my goodness, that hurts so much. This is not sustainable. I need to put my leg down. And you might have moments like that in your business where you know that you need to go into your stretch zone to go to the next level. So that point where somebody's pulling you, and it feels, metaphorically, of course, where somebody's pulling you and stretching you and opening up new things. But also you need to have that grounding time. You need to have that rest. You need to have that reflection time and taking care of yourself, that recovery. So if somebody's saying, we're just going to go like this, and we're just going to stretch that moment to that point of that cramp zone and suck it up, you're going to want to be out of the game, or you are going to be out of the game because you'll be so injured or burnt out or whatever that you can't do anything else. So I would always check in with your comfort zone and really think about what this means. And a coach of mine that I've worked with, Emily Williams, always talks about this of playing the whole tape through. And quite often there is that moment, especially when I'm in a stretch zone, of playing the whole tape through and then going, okay, if I'm going to be in that stretch zone, what do I need? And usually it works in the form of, rather unsexy things of like, okay, I'm going to have to not put anything in my diary in the evenings for that week because I'm going to need to go to bed. I'm going to need to have a hot bath and a cup of tea, decaf, and like a wind down before bed because I know I'm going to be in that stretch zone doing X, Y, and Z. And equally, there have been moments where I've signed up for something or I've done something or I've felt the pressure and it's taken me to my cramp zone. So whether that's me running out of money and and I'm being really honest here, running out of the money and being so consumed and frightened and depleted because I've been so worried about how I was going to do X, Y, and Z, that data is now lodged in my brain. So even though people might say, like, I spent my last £27 on X, Y, and Z, I am not in an age and stage where I can be messing about and get myself to a point where I can't get any money out the bank. Like, that is not inspiring. That is not, it just doesn't make me feel good. I mean, it's just not feasible because, I have 2 children and a partner, and, if I had to go out and get Calpol in the middle of the night while one of us stayed at home, I need to be able to pay for it, So this will really help you with your decision making as well, in terms of where you go next. And there's another episode around this of how I make investments. And this might be a really good kind of sister episode to listen to. Because even though the marketing or the email funnel that you're in might be saying, come on, you got to do it, you got to make a move, I want you to have enough self-care for yourself that you're only going to ever remain in that stretch zone, but not in that cramp zone. Because we don't necessarily need to be in that cramp zone where we're just like abandoned every comfort we've ever known to see what we're made of. Actually being in the stretch zone regularly, being in that growth mindset, will teach you so much about yourself and will support you gradually, consistently to that next level, whatever that might be. And then there might be one day, if we go back to the lifting the leg analogy, where you go, oh my goodness, I can do it. It's in the air. Oh, and I feel all right. This feels really good. And this is also about being in it for the long haul. This is not just about you doing something to go, yeah, I've ticked that off the list now. Next. Oh gosh, I'm tired. Ooh, I need to lie down. This is about you being able to consistently do something and really find that ease and flow with what you're doing. So if you have been listening and you're like, I need a plan, Nikki, I need a plan, you can book a free 15-minute session. As always, my calendar is open, so you can find out more that way. Equally, I have a free series full of videos of I Need a Plan. So come on over and have a little listen and a watch of that. All the details are in the description box as always. But yeah, I would love to hear what you think and where you see your stretch zone, your cramp zone, your comfort zone, all the zones show up. And yeah, let me know. hello@nikkiraby.com. Please rate, review, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.